I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
That's Movie.
And Vina and Chip and Culpy.
Something a little bit different. So this is a Post Malone song.
Yep.
But it was covered by this dude named Wax. And there's a guitar and stuff in it. So that counts for our channel. We did a review of Dead Presidents back in the day.
Yep.
With Jay-Z.
Yeah, we did.
But I don't really do rap because rap is heavily focused on lyrics, and we'd be here for 2 hours if I broke down every rap song, especially like a Jay-Z type song. It's going to take you a while because he means like 5 different things with every stanza.
I think you'd have to just pick pieces to do instead of doing the entire breakdown, the entire song.
Yeah. But then again, rap makes people bad fathers. So, oh, there's so many things I could do if I was petty, but I'm not. So this is Rockstar, covered by this guy named Wax, and then this young lady. I don't know who she is, but anyway, let's do it.
Well, it says Pommy.
Wax and Pommy. P-O-M-M-E.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
And go.
I've been fucking dudes and popping pills, man, I feel just like a rock star. All my sisters got that gas and they always be smoking like a Rasta. Fucking with me, call up on an Uzi and show up, man, them the shot does. When my homies pull up on your block, they make that thing go grata-ta-ta. Switch my wig, came back in black, I'm starting saying rest in peace to Bon Scott. Close that door, we blowing smoke, he asked me light a fire like a my son. Act a fool on stage, boldly lay my fucking show in a cop car. Shit was legendary, threw a TV out the window of the montage. Put food on the table, lick the board and don't give a damn. Dude, your boyfriend is a groupie, he's just trying to get in. Saying I'm with the band. Now we acting out of pocket, trying to grab up on my pants. 100 bastards in my trailer say they ain't gotta go. And they all bought a friend. I've been fucking Jews and popping pills, man, I feel just like a rock star. All my sisters got that gas and they always been smoking like a rock star. Fucking with me, call up on it, Uzi and show up, man, I'm the shot does. When my homies pull up on your block, they make that thing grata-ta-ta. I've been in the hills, fucking superstars, feeling like a pop star. Drunk and henny, bad bastards jumping in the pool and they ain't got on no trunks. Hit him from the back, pulling on his tracks and know he's screaming out no mas. They're like Savage Roy, you got a 12-car garage and you only got 6 cars. I ain't with the caking, how you kiss that. Your husband say I'm looking like a whole snack. I've been fucking Jews and popping pills, man, I feel just like a rock star. All my sisters got that gas and they always be smoking like a rock star. Fucking with me, call up on it, Uzi and show up, my name is shot does. When my homies pull up on your block, they make that thing go grata-ta-ta.
Ba-ba-ba-ba. I like that song very much.
Good. They are good. You know what? It's so funny that she switched the lyrics to to favor the. He ain't got on no trunks. Not the same.
Other fucking dudes and popping pillies.
Yeah, and she's got her alphabet shirt on.
Yeah.
So did you notice?
What's an alphabet shirt?
Her shirt has the alphabet on it, so it's just weird to hear her like. Let me right here at the beginning. Hold on. It's A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It's got the alphabet on it.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like where she's got her little glasses. And she's got the alphabet. And then she's like singing this stuff. She's good though. I like her voice.
I love the video, and I love her like facial expression. There's like, it's just like, I just haven't been.
You know what? We had a friend like that.
Who?
Where?
Oh yeah.
She would just
yeah. She would crush this. She would crush this song.
Yeah.
Shout out to the big homie.
Yep.
She was our only friend in that crew.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, it's about what it's amounted to.
What's good, Tabby?
Yeah. I guess we're saying your name.
Yeah, she could have definitely killed this song.
Yeah, because she could do that with
affect.
that.
Because, yeah, this girl's not hip-hop at all. Not at all. But she was killing it, and then she was hitting the little thing and then playing her keyboard and hitting the little thing.
I really appreciate that. I mean, I'm assuming that this is how, like, this is her normal, like, day wear, like, what she enjoys wearing.
Who she is, yeah.
And so she, like, kept that same look and did that type of song. Like, you know, like, I would be like, it would be like dress up time for me. You know what I mean? I'd be like, oh, I'm going to dress up in something that looks like that. Or something like, you know, but she was like, nah, I'm me, so I'm going to do it. And I'm going to talk about talking like this.
Dudes. But that song rocks though, especially the middle when it.
He did really good.
The riff started out.
How can two people do that much?
It almost sounds like Sweet Dreams. There's a song called Sweet Dreams, and the intro riff sounds.
But is it like the song Imagine?
No, it's a good song. The intro riff sounds like Sweet Dreams a little bit.
Oh, here.
I feel just like a rock star.
Alright, so I'm going to play this and then... Alright, so then I'm going to play Sweet Dreams because that intro riff sounds like Sweet Dreams.
Okay.
But...
Yeah, they have so many instruments
so
and they just go from one to the other.
Yeah, so she's hitting the thingamajig. The guy's name is Wax.
And it looks so effortless.
I know. Well, yeah.
What do you mean, well?
No, I agree. Yeah, it looks like... You know, I don't know how many takes they did, but yeah, it looked really, really good. What did I say? Sweet Dreams?
Yeah, I think that's what you said.
Dude.
Yeah. Hilarious.
Yeah, that was this is probably the best cover of a song I've ever heard in my life.
I was looking at the lyrics and I'm like, wait, it didn't sound like that's what she said.
Right.
And then I started realizing that she had switched the whole
thing. She's like, I ain't gonna sing about
Your husband says I'm looking like a whole snack.
That 21.
She definitely didn't say wife.
That 21 Savage verse was garbage.
Which one?
The one where she was rapping. I didn't really like the verse that much, but I think Manson did a cover of it. But
should I stop the video?
No. See, didn't it sound like it? Listen. Okay, so now play it now.
Yeah.
I've been fucking dudes and popping pills.
See?
Yeah,
so
this is slower.
Yeah, he just slowed down the tempo. Yeah, but who would have thought? Like, hey, we'll play that Sweet Dreams riff over it. And
I know, yeah.
But you know, like that was such a good. The way they did that was perfect. This song was unbelievable. I loved it. And you know what's interesting? There is some metal references here. He said, switch my whip, came back in black. I'm starting saying rest in peace to Bon Scott. Bon Scott is the dude from AC/DC.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Bon Scott. He's the one that died, remember?
Oh, okay.
And look, she said, switch my rip, came back in black. Remember they did that song? Back in black! The one that we reviewed?
But yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
yes, I do remember that, actually.
So switch my rip, came back in black. I'm starting saying rest in peace to Bon Scott. Okay, that's a dude from AC/DC. And that's a song, Back in Black. So This is the thing about rap. They got these clever punchlines, and if you don't catch them, a whip is a car, by the way.
Okay.
So switch my whip came back in black.
Oh, okay.
So I changed my car and I came back in a black car.
Okay.
Right? He's probably had a red car before he came back in a black car. But if he came back in black, I'm starting saying rest in peace to Bon Scott.
Uh-huh. I see.
Close that door, we be blowing smoke. She asks me light a fire like I'm Morrison.
Any idea who that is?
That's a dude from The Doors. We just did that song. We didn't do that song, but remember when we were looking up Doors songs to do? They had Light My Fire and they had the
I don't remember Light My Fire.
And we were deciding which one to take, and it was between Light My Fire, which had like 100 million views, and then there was the, I don't know which one we actually ended up doing. Which one did we end up doing? It was a 2-minute one. But anyway, so Bon Scott and then the dude from Morrison is a guy from The Doors. I'm pretty sure his last... Well, let me Google it. But I'm pretty sure Morrison...
It's so funny how there's like so much stuff involved in, they're saying something, but they're saying something else at the same time.
Oh yeah, you gotta be on your shit to understand rap music.
I do this because I don't like the big piece.
So the name of the song is Rockstar, and then he's talking about... rock stars who've died before, right? So that makes sense. All right, so Morrison, Doors. I'm pretty sure. Is it John Morrison?
I don't know. Your computer's so slow.
I know this computer's a disaster. It's worthless. Well, let's look it up on yours. All right, so is it Morrison? Jim Morrison, The Doors. There it is. There it is.
Okay.
And then I'm pretty sure he also wrote Light My Fire. Okay. It's confirmed. Okay,
wow.
so he's saying came back in black, then saying rest in peace to Bon Scott, so that's that connection. Close that door, we blowing smoke. She asked me light a fire like I'm Morrison. Would be Jim Morrison from the Doors.
So you think that's why they said close that door?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even catch that, but you're right. Close that door, we blowing smoke. She asked me light a fire like I'm Morrison. So The Doors, Light My Fire, Morrison.
Yeah, that's right.
Act a fool on stage, probably leave my fucking show in a cop car.
That part was funny to me because that was like the youth.
Yeah. Shit was legendary. Threw a TV out of the window of the montage. Cocaine on the table, look up porn, don't give a damn. Dude, your girlfriend is a groupie, she's just trying to get in, saying I'm with the band. But she changed it. Your boyfriend is a groupie, she's trying to get in. Now she acting out of pocket, trying to grab up on my pants. 100 bitches in my trailer, so they ain't got a man. And they all brought a friend. Okay, so he's saying he's doing the sex, drugs, and rock and roll thing.
Oh yeah.
I've been fucking hoes and popping pills. You know what's really interesting is like rap music is promoting a bunch of drug culture. It's so weird. Like being a pillhead is like cool now.
Well, yeah.
When I was listening to rap, we used to make fun of pillheads and crackheads.
Oh, really?
If you were doing anything other than weed, you were looked down on. So like weed was okay lyrically, but if you did anything else, you were looked on as weak and a crackhead and crazy. But now, all these people are rapping about being pillheads and stuff. It's weird. It's weird to me.
This is on subject, off subject, but did you see that that meme where is Mark Spielberg? Does he own a restaurant?
Mark Spielberg? Wahlberg.
Okay, that guy. Honey, I don't really know these people. Anyway, like
apparently
I knew him by his face, but anyway. It said, "Oh, that's so nice that Mark invited in this homeless man to have a meal at his restaurant." Did you see this one?
Yeah.
Did you look closely at the homeless man?
No.
It was Post Malone. He's got so many tattoos. That he looks like, you know what I mean? Like,
I thought it was a real homeless person.
No.
God,
because I was like, I'm like, oh, that's nice. And then I looked, I'm like, geez, that looks like Post Malone. And then like, I looked even closer, I'm like, that is definitely.
Allah Akbar. So I've been fucking hoes and popping pillies, man. I feel just like a rock star. All my brothers got that gas and they always be smoking like a rock star. Gas is weed.
Yeah.
They be smoking like a Rasta. Rastas actually smoke weed to get close to Jah.
Yeah.
Jehovah.
Rasta is short for Rastafarian, right?
Rastafari, yeah. Rastafari, I and I want to hot fire, burn from Babylon system. More fire.
You know how I knew that reference was from Cool Runnings. When he says, I'm freezing my royal Rastafari names off out here. Because they go north.
Fucking with me, call up on a Uzi and show up, man. Then the Shatas is it's actually a cult Jamaican movie.
Oh, really?
And it's about dudes with guns and whatever. Because guns, there's no Second Amendment in Jamaica.
Oh.
They catch you with a gun, you're getting got for sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they had this movie called Shatas. And it's about...
I thought it was like
bad
shots.
No. It's a Jamaican cult classic movie. And he just made reference to the Rasta. Right? So... Fucking with me, call up on a Uzi and show up, man, than the Shatas. When my homies pull up on your block, they make that thing go grata-ta-ta. I don't know where Post Malone came from, but that's not funny.
No, I didn't think it was supposed to be funny. It's just, I think it's funny the way that he...
You were laughing.
Because the way that, first of all, you were up all up in the camera like that. Yeah. And it was funny because I was thinking about doing the exact thing, but then I didn't. But when I think it's interesting when they do that, like musically, where they make it that rhyme. They put in they make this sound
accenting,
that they make it you know what I mean? So I think that's
I remember the first time I saw a drive-by, or the after effects of a drive-by. It was really interesting because we were listening to Give Me the Loot.
Oh my gosh.
So it was very, very interesting.
Give me the loot.
Yeah, because we were saying, when I rock her and drop her, I'm taking out the knockers. And then she's resistant, baka, baka, baka. Literally, as we're doing that, we see all these people running down the street, running down Vane Street. Like, yo, what's going on? What's going on? Everybody ran outside, sure enough. This dude's on the ground. Everybody's like, yo, man, keep your eyes open, keep your eyes open. His girlfriend's freaking out, losing her mind. And then his boys were like, yo, it's some dudes from... It was literally the dudes from the street down the block. You know what's crazy? I lived on that block for 3 years. I never went there. Not once.
Really?
We stayed exactly on our block. I'd walk past that street every day to go to school. Because you had to walk from there to 170th Street to get picked up by the 4 train.
So people don't go jogging.
Nah, we didn't go jogging where we were. I mean, we stayed on our street. And it was crazy because one time I was
That's wild.
I was 9th grader, and these dudes from the other side, the other street, came to watch us play football because we used to play football on the blacktop. Yeah.
Oh my god.
And this dude, we call him Ant. His name was Antonio. He went up to the guys like, "Yo, what you looking at?" And then he's like, "Yo, he was crazy." And then we all surrounded this dude, and he was like, "Yo, chill. He's like, "Yo, get the fuck out of here. Get off our street forward." Yeah, and it was crazy. And the guys lived literally the next street over. And now looking back, it was crazy. But yeah, that was the first one that I saw. The dude was on the ground and it was crazy because there wasn't blood everywhere and all that.
There wasn't?
No.
Why?
He was just on the ground and he was fading out. People were telling him to keep his eyes open or whatever. And and then it was crazy because some of them were crying, his girlfriend was crying, his sister was crying, and a couple of his boys were crying, and then he had other people that were like, "All right, we're going right now." They didn't even wait till the ambulance.
So nobody
came over.
tried to find the spot and then apply pressure, or?
I mean, it's all chaos. Everybody's just trying to keep the guy awake. That was the big thing, is everyone was just trying to keep him awake, tell him not to go to sleep, slapping him in the face and all that, because...
Oh my gosh.
That's,
how old were you?
Nobody had travel. Was it 10th grade? But yeah, it was pretty crazy. And I just remember looking around, and I remember looking at his boys, and his best friend was they all jumped in their car, and whatever. I don't remember if they got anybody, because usually what happens is everybody stays inside after they do something like that, because it's no mystery who did it. So, I mean, yeah, I don't remember what happened after that as far as that goes.
It's so weird, like the difference in like your upbringing or your culture than mine, because like if something like that happened, nobody would just go in their vehicles people would call the cops, you know what I mean? Like our go-to is the cop. You guys' go-to is take care of your own business.
Yeah. Well, cops aren't going to do what they want done to them. That's one of the reasons I stayed out of the gang stuff. That's one of the reasons I stayed out of the gang stuff, because like, you know, if you have a problem with me,
yeah, and
you know, whatever, fine. But with the gang stuff, if you're wearing that color or whatever,
yeah,
then that's it. It doesn't even necessarily have to be the guy that shot to get even. It doesn't have to be the guy. It usually isn't.
It's just the color.
Because that guy is usually, you know, they take him somewhere in case, you know, the DTs show up or whatever. So, yeah. But yeah. And you know, you don't know how to handle grief when you're that young. That's the other thing is, you know, you're all, you know, I was in 10th grade, but these guys were older than us, like 19, 20. But you're still extremely young.
Yeah.
And now your friend's dying. You don't know how to handle it.
Jeez.
And none of us have fathers, so so that's the only way they knew how to handle it. It's not, like, people don't realize, it's not about being a tough guy. In those situations, it's not about being tough. It's just, your friend just got killed in front of you. It's the same thing with war.
So did you know that guy?
Yeah, I saw him in the block all the time, you know.
Oh my word.
But you know what's crazy? Like, I didn't feel anything.
Really?
I didn't feel anything at all. I was just looking at him and I was like, yeah, you know, like, don't let him fall asleep, but I didn't really feel anything about it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I saw the guy in the block all the time. I never saw that guy again, though.
So.
But yeah, I didn't, you know.
Did you see his girl?
Yeah, I mean, you see him around and stuff, but.
Yikes.
But,
that's terrible.
Yeah, so it's not these guys are not tough guys. It's just that you're in a lot of grief and you're in a lot of pain, and there's, you know, anytime you lose somebody, you're in that type of situation, and, you know, the people that did it are accessible. You can find the people that did it, so you're gonna go and make them feel how you know.
Jeez.
It's the same thing. Same thing with war. One of your guys gets hit.
Right.
It's like.
Right.
And then, you know, these guys get mad and just start indiscriminately killing people.
Right. Well, I think that when, you know, there was that situation in the park that day, and there was the two groups that were going to go after each other, and then you went down and you were talking about stopping the cycle of violence, where somebody has to stop, because if you do something, then they're going to do something. It's just going to keep going.
Right.
And I remember thinking, like, well, I know that that's a biblical concept, but the level of wisdom in that biblical concept is crazy. Like, because I would always think about the angle of, like, well, nobody wants to be the first one to turn the other cheek. Like, nobody wants to be the first one to stop the level of violence. Nobody's going to want to do that. But then when you were explaining it to them, and you were saying, like, so you go after them today, like, they're going to go after your people when they're alone some other time, you know what I mean? Right. And more of your people are going to die. So it took the thing a step further. It's not just about turning the cheek today. It's about saving your people tomorrow.
Right.
By turning the cheek today.
Right.
So it was just so practical. I just remember being like, well, the Bible is actually so wise. Because a lot of times I would always feel like that the Bible was asking you to do these insane things that were like, that's so difficult. Who wants to turn the other cheek? Right. Well, it's true. Nobody wants to do that. Well, most people don't. But at the same time, you don't want to see your friends die tomorrow because of your actions today.
Right. Well, the dude that I was talking to, I could tell he'd been through some stuff.
Right. So you talked to him on that level.
It's always the young people who've never really seen shit that are all hot-headed and want to go and do jihad.
Yeah.
That's why you don't see a lot of, like, 50-year-old jihadists.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's always young people who've never been through shit. So that guy, when I talked to him, like, I knew he'd been through some stuff. He'd been in and out of jail, and he knew what I was saying was right.
Yeah.
The other ones were like, shut up with this Christianity bullshit. They didn't work over here, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, I remember this dude who used to play with Ed. He wasn't really my friend. But we had this kid, we used to call him Cheese. His name was Maurice, but he was like a ranked basketball player. I mean, he was the man, and everybody, everybody was like cheering for him, rooting for him, and he was doing good in school, and like all the gangsters and whatever, like they protected him because he was gonna make it. He had college recruiters ever coming to see his games, and we had this school called Taft.
Yeah.
So he had Truman, which was like, Truman was the school I went to, and it was like, you still had metal detectors and stuff, and people still got, but it wasn't like known for violence. But then you had Taft, and Taft was, as a matter of fact, in my zone, my school zone, I was supposed to go to Taft. And my mom took one look at that school, and she made them transfer me to Truman.
Really?
True story. Against the rules, where they had this school zone. It was weird in the Bronx. They had these zones or whatever, and I was supposed to go to Taft, and my mom refused to let me go to Taft. And people used to call it training animals for tomorrow, Taft. I mean, it was crazy. And then the Nietas, you had Latin Kings and you had Nietas. Nietas were like, they were throwing people out of windows. It was crazy. So Ed rolls up with his crew and robs this dude coming out of Taft, takes his jacket, gunpoint, right? So Ed was like, he was small, he was short like me, but he was like, he used to run our whole block. He was just extremely charismatic dude, whatever. And so he robs this dude from Taft. And so that was like the big thing. Yo, Ed robs some dude from Taft. Oh my God, blah blah blah. So then him and Cheese are walking up to the train station on 170th. And those dudes rolled up on him. Pop, 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 pop. Shot them both. Cheese got hit in the groin and then his right thigh or whatever. All that basketball shit done. Ed got hit in the shoulder and all that. He's trying to run away. We never saw Ed again outside. I mean, they both lived, but Ed, you never saw him go outside ever again after that. Which, I mean, I'm sure is a pretty traumatic situation. But, yeah, that was the end of it for Cheese. Like,
I don't feel bad for, I mean, I don't want somebody getting shot, but you robbed somebody at gunpoint. So
everybody was mad at Ed because
what do you expect?
Because
of your actions, now Cheese got hit too.
Yeah.
That's the part that's like, come on.
Everybody was
because you needed that jacket, so now that guy's life is ruined.
Yeah. But then it's like, why were you walking with that guy? Like, but at the same time, Ed was like, yo, Vin, let's go to the I don't know, because he was so charismatic. He was. Yikes. He was, And yeah, that was the end of. I mean, I don't know if he would have. I don't know if he would have made it to the NBA, but the schools were looking at him. He'd have got a free ride to school, and he was a good student. Oh. That would have set him up, And that was the end of Cheese.
I wonder what happened to him.
Yeah, I never saw him again, and I never saw Ed again, and then we moved pretty shortly after that.
Jeez.
But yeah, it's no joke out there. It's pretty crazy. So it's weird, like, hearing this stuff in songs.
Yeah.
And then, like, you get brought back to that mindset, and it's fun or whatever, but at the same time, it's like, I know people who,
Ew.
Yeah.
Yeah, because to me, it's a song, you know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, look at how I made that thing rhyme.
Yeah, there's so many situations where this other dude, there was this nerdy kid, and he pulled a gun on one of the bullies. And the guy was like, you gonna shoot me? And the kid shot him right in broad daylight. He said, yes, motherfucker, I'll shoot you. He shot the dude right.
What ended up happening to him?
That dude ended up being paralyzed. I couldn't even look at him. Because he was a jerk. He was a terrible, terrible person. But, and you know what's crazy? It's like, you would figure that would make people go, oh man, that people were like, good for him. Like, they had no pity on him whatsoever. Because he was a real... He was a dick to everybody. Yeah. He was like 6'4", 6'5", and he had a crew with him, and he was just horrible with people. And this kid, 9 o'clock in the morning, pulled a gun on him right at that bridge. Remember I showed you that bridge when we were driving out? I said, yo, that's where everything happened. Right there in broad daylight, he shot this. The guy was like, yeah, are you gonna shoot me? It's like, somebody pulls a gun on you, don't challenge them.
I know.
But some people like freeze up when they're in those situations. Other people are like completely fine, and he was completely fine.
Did the kid
until
get
he got
trouble
shot.
for shooting him?
Of course he did.
Well, I never know. When you tell these stories,
he's in jail now, probably.
word.
I don't know. But.
And then the other guy's paralyzed for life.
For life, yeah.
You said you couldn't look at him after that?
Yeah.
It was just too sad?
Because he was so athletic. He used to be in gym class and stuff. He'd be dunking and all this, and now he's in a wheelchair. And then the other thing was everybody was like, good for them, good for him.
Oh, man. Yeah. When I worked at the hospital, there was...
I didn't feel...
Huh?
I didn't really feel sorry for him. It's just... He was sort of the reality that this could happen to you.
Yeah.
So that's why I could never look at him. You know what I mean? But, yeah, it was crazy. Nobody felt bad for him.
Jeez.
Nobody. It was crazy. Another kid got shot on the way home to... Because you had the bridge was this way, and then you had the valley was this way. And this dude got shot on the way to the valley. He was in intensive care. And the Crips went to the hospital, told the hospital that they were his friends, and tried to take the kid off life support. Like, it was insane.
We gotta tell the girls to be quiet.
Girls! Yeah, I mean...
Jeez.
Yeah, crazy stuff. The hood, it was just crazy. That's why I had to get out of there. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable stuff. But... Anyway.
Being paralyzed, to me, that's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. When my homies pull up on your block.
Wow.
So and Post Malone, I don't really know if he's ever really been in that type of situation.
Right.
I don't know what his background is.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like hip hop kind of, rap music kind of turns that into like something that you party to. You know what I mean? It's weird.
Yeah. You think it's like a survival mechanism?
Maybe it's a survival mechanism. I mean, it's definitely a crazy way to live, you know.
Yeah.
And
you're lucky your mom was able to, you know, she was a nurse, so she could get you out of the situation.
Yeah, she had mobility.
Yeah.
But she didn't. What happened was the school kept telling her, your son's out of school. He's not coming to school. He's not coming to school. And she was like, where are you? She didn't know where I was going. She didn't know what we were doing.
Where were you?
Honestly, I was out. You know, I'd go to Manhattan. I'd go to the Village.
Yeah.
You know, 14th Street to get away from all that shit. So I wasn't rolling. I was never a gangster. I was doing that shit to get out of it. You know. But when you keep hearing kids are getting shot, sometimes it make the news, sometimes it wouldn't. You know, it just depends. Mm-hmm. You know, when you keep hearing that shit keeps happening, and that's where your son goes to school there, but then he's not going to school. You know, I'd be out all night sometimes. She wouldn't, you know, she'd call the cops or whatever. Like, you know, she was scared to death. Yeah. You know, so she just couldn't take it anymore. I mean, I was a bad kid. Like, you know, bad in the sense of now that I'm a parent, if I had a kid out there in the city like that, and I couldn't keep track of him, and he was hot-headed and stupid, but I wasn't as stupid as my mom thought I was. Uh-huh. You know, that's one of the reasons I never joined a gang, because I knew, you know, I'm gonna have to do this, and that, and you know. Yeah. You know, and it had nothing to do with honor or anything like that. It was just, you know, really, yeah, it was pretty crazy. Wow, gosh. Pretty crazy. But this is kind of like combining both worlds, like the sex, drugs, and rock and roll stuff, mm-hmm. and then the hood gangbanging stuff. Mm-hmm. You know, so it almost like had to be a rock cover. You know what I mean? Because the song is called Rockstar, and it's mm-hmm. talking about the crazy lifestyle that you have as a rock star. Mm-hmm. And then, but it's also talking about, you know, the street stuff. The smoking weed and the guns and the this and that. I love this song.
It's such a fun song.
Yeah, it's a fun song, and it's sure. But I don't even think the rock and roll stuff is that fun either. The drugs and the cocaine and the all that. You know, like talk to me in 20 years to see if you know how fun that is. Mm-hmm. But I mean, you got to do things to survive and try to enjoy life. At some level. Obviously, as Christians, we're going to say that's not the way. Mm-hmm. But if you're not, and you got a bunch of money and you're young, Savage, why you got a 12-car garage and you only got 6 cars?
That part makes me laugh.
Remember we were outside at the Hilton where we were at in the hotel.
Yeah.
Did we ever get that bill, by the way?
Oh, I'm sure.
We have to check our. Did you ever? Anyway, that's offline. But there was this dude that came up in this Lamborghini. And I told you about that, and everybody was like around trying to, like taking pictures of him and all this. And I was like, I'm looking at that, and like everybody's around him. They got their iPads, their iPhones out, like, and he's just there. And I didn't know who it was, but I scrolled. I'm like looking at how much a Lamborghini costs. I'm like, wow, this dude. But and I just thought to myself, like, I'm in my 30s now, so now I just want to be able to get from A to B with you and not be, like hounded. You know what I mean?
Breaking down, you mean?
No, I just mean
Oh, you wouldn't want all that attention getting out of the vehicle.
Well, yeah, I would have a really hard time with that.
Yeah.
Because if they catch you on the wrong day, then you're some jerk, who's full of himself. You know what I mean?
Oh,
but if you're nice to them, then they won't let you go.
Yeah.
And what if I just wanted to get from A to B to the hotel room? Like,
there was a lot of times we got back where I was like, I need to just get back to the room.
Well, yeah, especially if you spent the whole day out and everything. Like, in Cali, you're walking all over the place. You just want to chill, and now you can't. So, but maybe when you're younger, maybe when you're 19, 20, that's what you want, like.
He was like 19, 20?
I don't know who he was.
No, but did he look like he was like
he looked like he was younger when he finally was able to get out of the car. But there was like a whole sea of people around him. And
I think when I was 19, I'd have been totally fine with that.
The valet people were trying to park the guy's car for him, and they couldn't get to him. So I don't know. But it was it was during NAMM, and gosh, that. We should have took some video of the hotel. Like every single night there was a party. There was a live band playing.
If you look at some of my videos, there is one where you kind of see what's going on in the foyer.
Yeah.
I think it was right after the worship night video that I have up. If you look at the very end of that video, we're coming down an escalator, and you see a little bit of what's going on.
Yeah. I'm glad we changed that hotel. Anyway, good song. I like it. It's a 10.
It's a 10 for me.
I like the cover. It's a 10.
Yep.
Shout out to the big homie Ed. I hope things are going good for you, buddy.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And the bully, too.
Yeah.
It's a long time, When you're a kid and you're being an ass to people, you know what I mean? But you get past it. Most people. Yeah,
that's the thing is,
and he never had the chance.
He never had the chance to
mature past that. Now he has a lifelong,
Yeah. Anyway, Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone.
I've been in the hills, fucking superstars, feeling like a pop star.